guys, so a long time ago, a couple of years ago, I made this video about 3D code, a sketch tool for surface design, and since that I've improved my skills a lot and became a better designer, and also this tool became less buggy and you can accomplish a bit more with it. So before it had issues with the layers not filling up completely, now it's a bit more stable as it seems. So shortly I'll show how I created this case, like a battery cell, in just about 10 minutes inside 3D Code. And one thing I wanted to mention is now I'm affiliated with 3D Code. I can offer you a $50 discount voucher for full professional version of 3D Code. You can find this voucher inside my description, and if you buy the software I also get a little commission, so you'll help the channel. Alright, thank you, and let's proceed to the video. Alright, so we start here with the voxel sculpting mode, and I start with the sphere. So I will go up and increase the resolution of this resampled layer and go up into like 200,000, so even higher than that, because we need a fairly dense voxel layer here. Then I will clean this up. I have a hotkey to clean these layers, just backspace, and now we have an empty layer of voxels which is at proper resolution. Then I just go and press spacebar and get the sketch tool here activated. So by default I have this box. I'll just press clear current and turn on the symmetry here. It's already on, so I'm just trying to see is it here or not. So I'll go draw a circle. Alright, so we have the symmetry here, and I want to start with a circle and draw it out. Okay, so we got a circle now, and let's cut at the top. So the idea is to make kind of a battery cell. So actually, I'll undo this and I'll use the double Y symmetry as well. Actually, I'll use the symmetry on all sides and just draw the circle here, and then switch to rectangular. Just use a 2 as my hotkey for rectangular. Then I want to kind of create a shell, so control click, we have the shell, then redraw it again, and then create another shell. So by accident I can hit this pivot point. It's a little bit annoying that you can hit it, but what can you do? And we got this. So I'll just make this brush smaller because it doesn't really matter what size of brush we need, and just a bit of a issue in the eye. And let me do this. So that, and we just can start drawing any random shapes we want, the kind of sci-fi shapes. So I do want to make a kind of handle, so maybe I'll do this thing here. Maybe it's too much, so I'll just draw this. So just looking at it as if it can be a handle. It looks like it can. And draw this on top, so it's like a durable double shell. Great for take any damage, any punishment. And let's draw this. See how it looks. It's pretty good. So I'll lower the opacity down because it becomes a little bit distracting when I have that much stuff going on top. And I can draw this. The thing is, like, I'm doing everything in one, kind of like in one go. You probably would want to have this done in multiple parts. So because it's pretty easy, hit apply, generate your mesh, and then I have the inner shell, the outer shell. But here we'll just go and do everything one at a time. and like do experiment this shape, and we have this kind of outer layer, which is kind of cool, but maybe too much. So I'm pressing Control to cut it out. So it's kind of funny. I can scale this up and down, which doesn't really help much. But what I think right now is that this bit is kind of, it looks a bit too fat. And I don't think there is easy way of modifying the fatness. Well, I can do this. It's kind of cool. So now we lose our circle. We create something else. Okay. And I've just pressed a different hotkey and it all disappeared. Alright, so what about I carry on sketching but with a slightly squashed model. So we have this quite durable handles. And do a little cut here. Fill this bit up. So I was thinking about introducing some shapes at this level 2 just to make it overly complex, because this is the thing, like with this tool it can go in crazy complex shapes, which are well gonna be super hard to topologize if you're going for that, but I really want to explore the possibilities of the tool and not worry too much about topology and all that stuff. Maybe just do stuff with 3D printing and it just want to print something super complex in resin. That's low, like a double like energy cell. So idea is that we have a lot of cooling here. We have doubles. We can distribute heat if you have any. So do think about that stuff when I make it, and so it doesn't look too nonsensical. So I want to introduce indentation here, but we might create too thin of a shell. What about we do this with, what about we do this actually, like a cut on the inside. So we create it. So my 3, I have a hotkey 3. It's mapped to the angular selection. This allows me to jump between circular selection, rectangular selection, and angular selection. So it's kind of a bit improbable profile, which not really commonly used. So let me redo it. I can do this now. Cuts. Not always easy to figure out, so I'm pressing 5 to jump into perspective. The best shape, and I think I've been overdoing it. Let's keep it fairly simple and tight. So fix this. I'll just introduce a few like screw holes here and there. Obviously they kind of go through the whole surface, and you would generally want to go and maybe fix it in later, just fill it up with something, which is pretty easy. Let's do stuff. And I'm thinking about doing some grooves here alone, and I think I'll just do it by eye. You can activate the snapping grid and make it a bit more precise, but I just don't want to bother. Alright, so the moment of truth, you really want to save before you're doing this. Before you hit apply button, make sure you don't have soft edges on. And the thing is that if you have it on, it will melt your model pretty badly. So I hit apply and I'll give it a few seconds. The resultant mesh is going to be pretty dense, like 11 million triangles here. I do still have some issues with bending issues right here on the mesh. You can't really get rid of them, unfortunately. Even if I hit like F12 to smooth the whole mesh, it's fairly dense right now, so that it won't smooth those bits. And I tried to use the cutoff tool to cut it out, and it doesn't really work out. So yeah, it do end up with certain types of artifacts during this process. If it's tolerable or not, it's up to you. For me, it's kind of tolerable for designing purposes. It's 100% fine, and you can always pretend it's like it was meant to be like that. So here, for example, if I wanted to carry on and do some inside profiling, what I'm doing, I'm using a hide tool, hiding everything there, then unhiding a lot of that back. And since I'm dealing with the heavy mesh, it becomes pretty heavy. Not sure I have symmetry here, like proper symmetry. I think I'll have only one side. Yeah. Let me do this. I'll just unhide. Alright. Well, you can play a lot around it, adding complexity to this profile, but for me the end result is already pretty awesome, to be honest. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check that promo code I have at the bottom, and see you in the next video.